What's up, everybody? This is your boy Heel Carl Michael, and welcome to the brand new installment of Heel Thoughts. And this episode, I'm going to talk about being introvert. And I know some people out there who are introvert and who is quiet, not shy, but very, very selective with their surroundings of any place or any moment. So this episode is for y'all, and plus this episode, I can open up about myself. Uh, People knew me. I'm very outgoing. Sometimes quiet, and there's a reason why I'm like that. Um, I'm very selective for myself. I could be quiet, and I think of myself as a part-time introvert. Think of like Brock Lesnar, who comes in part-time and just wreak havoc and just leave, and you don't hear him for a good while. That's me. And every time I step any party or any small event, I bring life to the party. And for me, that's who I am. I can be quiet, but sometimes I can be cut loose. So I definitely see myself as a part time introvert. And people who be watching this video, they could be saying that's not true. He's very very animated. He's very outgoing. But to be honest, I only do that to my selective group, and I don't do that to anybody else or any other group or any other environment because it's very it's very hard to connect. And to be honest, I like to be stay to myself, observe, be there for the moment when I spend time with the people who I care about, and just enjoy the vibe until my energy is running low and it's time for me, go home. And plus, you toss in the mix that I'm straight edge. That means I don't drink or smoke or do any drugs. And when you're surrounded by that environment who love to drink or smoke, it puts you in the bind a little bit because there was some time. I've been in some small parties. They keep on asking, do you drink? Why you don't drink? Do you smoke? Why you don't smoke? You should try this. You want to take a little sip, and you just always try to be respectful. Like, no, I don't drink. I don't smoke. Until you become the new version of CM Punk, start spazzing out. But but luckily, I don't go to that route almost. But I like to I like to be, observant. I love to see what's going on around people. And if I see a group that I like, yeah, you know, hop on in, give my little small little talk, and create my own comfort zone. And that really help me out with my advantage, because I'm not shy. That's the number one thing about me. I'm not shy, and I know some people who are very shy around people. They might be loud inside their own home, but when they go to a public, they are quiet as a mouse. They become really, really quiet, and that's one part that we should all of us discuss is selective. Because myself and other people, they are very selective. Like people have same interests, being there for the moment when it's time to go. That's kind of like everybody else who's selective, man or female. Because I could be at a large event with my brother who we go to like Comic Con. We can go to Comic Con and I can enjoy myself and sometimes be introvert if I see like okay a group of people who are put out some dope cosplay. I can walk up, take a picture, and just have a good time, or even hang out with my friends, and I just like feel comfortable. But if I'm solo dolo, then I'm just like observing, be quiet, maybe talk to one of my favorite wrestlers or the legends, like prime example like Lex Luger or Ron Simmons. who will be there at the show, and I could be comfortable or even like I said earlier, create my own comfort zone. And not only that, if you're an introvert, you could be you could find your own comfort zone. And when people say step out of your comfort zone, then you will fall into like the unknown. Either you will conquer it or you just step back into your zone and feel safe. For my case, any place I can step, I instantly create my own comfort zone because that's how much confidence I got, and I'm not, create a spotlight for myself. So that's who I am, and I'm pretty sure there's other people who's like that as well. Um, this part is well, there's two important part of this topic: homebody and enjoying peace. Me, I am a homebody person. Yes, I do go out to events, I go to the spot, but most importantly, I enjoy being homebody. Now, I do make some plans, do some errands. Once I do my errands, I'm coming straight home and and, and feel comfortable. I could be do my stuff, come home and hop on my game, playing Call of Duty, listen to my Spotify music through the app and just feeling comfortable and enjoying my peace. Now, homebody, I feel that that's the important part because that's where they feel comfortable. That's where they feel, relaxing and winding down from the busy, crazy days outside, either at work or doing some projects or even coming home from any event. And in the past, my family member, always telling me, go out, enjoy yourself, go social, drive, do something. I know myself better than anybody else. I love being home. Only time I step out, if I have to, being mentally prepared to go out, do some errands, meetings, you name it, I had to be mentally prepared and embrace what comes to me. But when I'm home, I could be in my pajamas, my flip flop, and my t shirt, watching marathons of classic New Japan wrestling matches, Netflix binging, watching YouTube documentary, writing, and I'm just feeling comfortable because that's where I feel not safe, but more. What would be a good word to think about? More, I would say more comfortable. I would say. I know people don't like the word comfortable. Damn it, comfortable. And it come with comfortable. It come with peace, and that's something that is very very viable in our everyday life. You definitely want peace. You can sit down, read a book, be on the game, creating content, knitting, something that you enjoy, or even clean your Jordans. So that's the important part. You know, being quiet and enjoying peace. And there be some days that I can be in my own place, have a big box of pizza, either Papa John's or Pizza Hut. Shout out to my pizza lovers out there. Papa John's or pizza or a Krispy Kreme donut. Have the box right there. Have a Call of Duty in front of me, playing the music in the background, and I just enjoy the peace. You don't have to worry about no crazy drama, arguments, something that really bother your emotion, doesn't bother your soul. You just like enjoying your peace. Just think about yourself and have your mind just wandering. And that's a beautiful part about it because you earn that peace and you earn that quiet spot. And that's why people say they really have like a quiet alone or quiet moment because they want to enjoy not being in a chaotic, situation. They enjoy not being in the drama. And when people say they enjoy drama in their life, good for you. You're a masochistus. You love enjoying drama. You love enjoying being pain. But people like me, they enjoy peace, quiet, happiness, any interest or hobby. That's where you find your true peace. And that's something that everybody else who's an introvert, that's what they enjoy most. Because the moment you lost that peace or lose that peace, it'll be a hard time to get it back. And that's something that everybody is cherished, and that's what everybody is, want to hold on to that. They hold on to that peace because the moment you lose that peace, you start feeling, depression. You start feeling, in an unknown zone, and that's a place that you don't want to be. So, so that's the most important part about it, about being an introvert. And the wrong conception about introverts, and I heard that, people asking you questions like, why you so quiet? Why you don't talk to people? Why you don't mingle with the crowd? If you have to force somebody to talk or force somebody to mingle, that's where they become heel. No pun intended. That's where they become heel, and they have to force talk and feel authentic. Like, uh, not too long ago, I was at the event, and a party event, and one person see my shirt. I wore the Eddie Guerrero T-shirt. It was Latino Heat T-shirt, and the person come up to me and said, "Oh, you're a big fan, Eddie Guerrero." And I'm thinking, okay, well, this person is a wrestling fan. Okay, let's have a conversation. And I just talked about Eddie Guerrero, and I'm a purist. And the moment you open up the door of pro wrestling, you better have the same level as me. And the moment I started talking about Eddie Guerrero classic matches, I knew that he was out of my limit because he don't watch that many Eddie Guerrero matches. He just know WWE. I just know without him telling me that. And that's where the conversation just got cut short. I stopped talking and I was like, you know what? Forget it. Let me go back to my own peaceful spot and just look through my phone and just like be in my zone until it's time for me to go. And it happened to me before. I'm pretty sure it happened to y'all as well. Like you're quiet, then someone says something to you, you just force yourself into the conversation, and then you realize that person is not the same level as you. It become awkwardly silent. So that's one thing about that. But this video is for y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to my introvert people. If you're quiet, if you enjoy homebody, just embrace the peace. That's all I got to say. So that's my video. I hope you guys love it. Don't forget to share, like, comment. If your first time seeing this video, please subscribe. If you want to support this channel, drop some coins into my Cash App. The link was coming up very soon into my video. That's my link. Send some coins. I really truly appreciate. So go make this channel better. I'm your boy Heel Call Mako. This is my heel thoughts. Until then, I see you guys next time. Bye.